but then he's got his comic genius, his comic timing, and he's working this dialect. And this series was not a fly-by-night. This was for its run. It was a terribly successful series. And he, not to diminish any of the other performers, but people tuned into this show because of Bronson Pinchot. And now he's not gay, or queer, ambiguous, whatever. He's this beautiful character that, again, brings non-masculine male joy. That's just genius. That's another kind of genius. Now, again, then we have like what was it? Not 48 Hours. The other Eddie Murphy movie that escapes me. Beverly Hills Cop. He has what, 5 minutes tops on screen. He steals that whole chunk of the movie. He steals it. I heard people like imitating that character for years. This guy in an art gallery that he played. So then way back into Ambiguous, and then Bronson Pinchot was getting roles that so many of us were being punished for. And I mean that by, this sort of, like very abstract concept of punished, in that we were not just being considered. These roles were not being written. We were not being brought in on these roles unless you were the caliber of genius. Again, there are many geniuses, many comedic geniuses, many of all, colors and varieties. But he is a standout for all of the reasons that I have just mentioned, working professionally since '83 through into the '90s with all of these roles that so many of us wanted, number one, to have, and number two, to at least be glad that we're being written and performed successfully. So I guess that in conclusion, Bronson Pinchot proved it could happen. It didn't happen for many of us, but he proved that it was possible. It gave us some glimmer of hope. And again, this us is sort of like a royal us that encompasses, several different arenas of performer, especially from the early '80s all the way through the '90s. All that I went through as both a performer and in my personal life, because of stigmas that, like we were knee deep in, we were shoulder deep in, and here he is proving that it could happen for us. So thank you, Bronson Pinchot. I hope you realize how we benefited from your career, and obviously continue to by virtue of your talent. But in '83, '85, '88, thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing your genius to the screen and giving many of us a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to, end the show so kind of like fairy tale-ish. And I'm not gushing either. I'm a huge fan, but I can separate my admiration of his genius, of his work, from the tremendous impact that he had on the film industry in Hollywood. Okay, so I don't think I went too much over today. Who cares? It was a special topic, and I'm glad that you could share it with me, that I could share it with you, that he could share all of that with all of us, and we're better for it. So I hope you enjoyed this evening's show, and I'll see you tomorrow with the same old, you know the drill. Okay, thanks again. I love you. Take care, and be good to yourself, and be good to those that you care about, because you are going to need them if you don't already. Bye.